What's up, gamers? Today we are unboxing, finally, the MiYoo Flip. I've been anxious to get my hands on this one ever since I saw the first leaks of it over a year ago. So let's not waste any time and jump right into it. The MiYoo Flip. Not a whole lot to the box here. We got Flip written in some nice bright colors. A little bit about what you can do on the system here on the side, and some specs on the back of the box here, and a Mech DIY sticker, because Mech DIY was kind enough to send this over to me for a review, and so I'll have an affiliate link in the description below if you're interested in picking up a MiYoo Flip for yourself. But just so you know, no money exchanged hands, and all my thoughts are my own. Now, one of the great things about MiYoo is they always include a hard shell case with their devices. The MiYoo Mini Plus had one, the MiYoo Mini had one, the MiYoo A30 has one, and they've all been really great cases. Also loose in the box was this SD card. I'm not sure why it wasn't just in the case with everything else, but make sure you don't miss that if you pick one of these up, because you're definitely going to want that card. All right, inside the case we have the user manual, a micro SD card reader, and a USB-A to USB-C cable, a flat one at that. Very nice. And a screen protector. That's great. Love seeing that. And then the MiYoo Flip itself. There we are. It's in a very subtle pastel yellow, which is kind of strange, a little bit surprising even, because if you just saw my Powkiddy V20 review, it's also in a pastel light colored yellow plastic, and when I first pulled this out I was like, it's the same yellow, but it's not. The Powkiddy is a little darker, even though it's very light as well. Just interesting that that was the color choice for these devices that came out relatively close together in proximity. But there it is, and looking on the outside, we've got volume on the left and an SD card slot there, 3.5mm jack and USB port on the bottom, another SD card slot here and the power button, and your HDMI out, and another USB-C port here on the top. There is no removable battery compartment, but only 4 screws to get inside this thing. And let's open it up. Nice. Now I know there's been a lot of controversy around this hinge, and of course this is the first time I've opened this, so it's working just fine. But you can see the angles, you can go all the way flat. They say it's 180 degrees, but I think it's more like 181, 82. It's just a little bit further back than 180. And then there, that's probably where you're going to generally play this device, is right there. And then there's more like this laptop angle here, which maybe I could see playing. I don't know. I don't really know when you would play like that, actually. It seems a little weird. Maybe lying down would be different. I'm not really sure. I like the way these buttons feel. They are very quiet. In fact, listen to this. Or don't listen to it because it's so quiet you can't hear it. But it also has a tactile click to it. So it is possible to make a tactile clicky button that isn't loud. Everyone should take note of that. The D-pad is the same way. It also has a very tactile click, but is not loud. The sticks, which I know probably aren't going to be used very much, but the sticks are like PSP sticks. That's the size they are. Not sure how I feel about that, but they do seem to have a pretty decent pivot on them. My thumbs aren't slipping on them too badly. It could be okay. Start and select are also quiet. Menu button is quiet. Even the triggers, oh my goodness. They're not loud. Like, you can hear them. They're probably the loudest thing on here, but they're not loud compared to a lot. Listen to this. That's what we usually get, right? We also get a SanDisk card from Mech DIY, which is really cool. And they are working on a custom OS, the Surwish OS, and it is, I think, up for pre-order. It's up for pre-order right now. In fact, I know it is because they emailed me about it, and I am going to do a follow-up video to not only discuss Surwish OS, but also the hinge after I've used this for a couple of weeks, because every reviewer I've seen who's had problems with their hinge breaking, it's been the gray model every time. The one that's the Super Nintendo inspired version with the purple buttons. But you can see like there is some give there on each of these spots where it stops. But when you're playing, like it moves when I push on it, but when you're playing, it's not going to be flopping around unless it breaks. But I'm curious, it seems to me from what I can observe from other people, it's only the gray version that's been breaking. So I want to know if this yellow version is also going to have the same issues, and we're going to find that out after a couple weeks. But let's go ahead and turn this on and see what's on here. Got that MiYoo menu music. The D-pad feels really nice. Let's just go ahead and turn that volume down. So it looks like out of the box we have arcade, Atari Lynx, Easy RPG. There's even DOS? No, it's empty. So maybe we don't have all these things. Got some Dreamcast games in here. Both Crazy Taxis, House of the Dead 2, Soul Calibur, a whole bunch of Game Boy Color games, Game Gear. We even have N64 games, including Super Mario, apparently, and Mario Racing Car 64. I wonder what that could be. Nintendo DS, we've got quite a bit of stuff in here too. Star Fox Command, some Spider-Man games, some Pokemon games. There's 121 PlayStation games on here. Even got a few Saturn games on here. 35 PSP games on here. That's a lot. You don't usually see that many on these devices because those are bigger files. And some Wonder Swan, including several Digimon games. Let's try out some PlayStation with a little Crash Bandicoot here. So far, it's looking great. I know somebody in the comments can be like, why didn't you take the display cover off? So there you go. I removed it. Colors look great. The colors don't look as good off camera as they do in person. But it's very vibrant, very clear, nice and crisp. All right, I'm already just starting with level 1 here. D-pad works great, but I'm noticing my first problem, and it's with this left joystick. The left joystick works most of the time, as you can see. If it's in the center and I just pull straight to the left, no movement. If I go to the right and then to the left, it works. Doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. It's like not activating for some reason, which is very strange. The game itself, though, is running smooth as butter. I mean, it looks great. There's no frame issues or anything that I can see. See, now I can't move to the left. That's frustrating. So I want to use the stick on this game, but it doesn't always work. So that concerns me because one of the major reasons I was excited about this over the Anbernic RG35XX SP was that it had sticks where the Anbernic does not. And I know that you don't use them all the time for all games, especially retro games, but it is nice to have on the occasion that you need it. To get out of a game, though, you hit the menu button. It takes you to this right here. You can save here or load things from here and also exit from here. So you can see we saved right there and we're going to exit and it's going to take us back to the main menu. We're going to head over to PSP and see how that goes. So God of War is actually performing pretty decently here. We're getting over 20 frames per second, which is definitely not perfect, but it's better than a lot of these sub $100 handhelds can do. So that's pretty impressive, but I'm noticing the same problem with the stick here in the PSP emulator. So it's not just the PlayStation emulator that's having that problem. It seems to be a hardware issue, and I haven't heard anybody else talk about that in any of the reviews that I've seen. So I'm wondering if it's just my unit or if this is a more widespread problem. If you have this and you've seen the same issue, please let me know in the comments because I'm very curious. Hopefully it's just mine, and hopefully I can figure out how to fix it. But I definitely need to note it for anyone watching this because I don't want you to purchase this thinking that the stick works if it doesn't. Now, you may not want this for the sticks at all, and in that case, I guess it doesn't matter. But if you're wanting to play any of these 3D games that need a joystick, you're going to have to deal with that. But let's go ahead and look and see. Let's see, game settings, controls. Yeah, calibrate joystick. Oh, see that? Went part of the way, but not all the way. Go to the right, swing around, and there it goes all the way to the left now that I swung around to the right first. But even then, you can see it's not curving. On the right side, it curves. On the left side, it's like a box. Something's definitely not right there. It's making a D shape instead of a circle. Did you see that? That's as far as it went that time. Barely off center. So it didn't even move that time. Barely moved that time. Barely moved. Moved all the way. So it's completely erratic. It doesn't feel any different to me. Also makes me wonder if these sticks are replaceable. I don't know where you would find these. I know you can get like Joy-Con replacement sticks very easily for devices that use that. And you can usually take the back off and drop them right in, but I've never seen PSP style sticks for sale anywhere, so I don't know if that can be replaced or not, but there's definitely an issue there. The performance was better than most though, and that's a good sign. See, when I went to the left, he started walking. Now he's not moving at all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a real problem. That's really disappointing because these games look really great on here and seem to be performing really well, but they're not going to be very fun if you can't control your character because the thumbstick doesn't work. You say, Bo, it's not all about games with joysticks. What about that D-pad? Let's test out some Super Nintendo. A little Ninja Turtle action here. Yeah, I'm not detecting anything wrong with the D-pad or the face buttons. They seem to be doing what they're supposed to do, and they feel pretty good doing it too. So I'm pretty happy with those, especially with how quiet they are. It's really just that stick that's giving me that concern. I hate that doesn't work right, but I do love this overlay and the shaders on Game Boy Advance. I mean, that looks great on this SP style handheld. And let's take a listen to the speaker real quick. It is, of course, a forward-firing speaker. It's right there in the center of the device, and it's always nice to see. If these guys would just leave me alone for a second, I could show you how the diagonals work here. As you can see, you can hit your hit your diagonals really easily and crawl around in the game, or shoot up in the air, or shoot straight down. If this stick is messed up and it's just my system, it makes me wonder if I could take this apart and swap these two. I wonder if they're built the same. Alright, I decided not to wait until the full review to check these joysticks. In fact, the very next day after recording this, I went ahead and took this apart. There's only these 4 screws, and once you're in there, and I'll throw up a picture so you can see this, the joysticks aren't even screwed into the device. They're actually just sitting there. The only thing holding them in is the shell of the MiYoo Flip. And so I was able to just detach the ribbon cable and flip these around, pun intended, and now my left joystick works perfectly. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. So I think it was just the luck of the draw that I got a faulty joystick, and I'm hoping that this isn't a widespread issue. But now if I pull to the left, it works every single time. It just keeps working. No issues in any direction. And you can see here in the PSP Stick calibration tool, I now get a circle instead of the letter D, which is great. And also, there's really no cardinal snapping to this at all. I can go anywhere here that I want to go. Look at those diagonals. Down, a little bit over. You can hit all of them. So this should be pretty great for fighting games. You should be able to pivot across there pretty accurately, very easily. And then look at how shallow these presses are. I mean, you can press these really quickly because the travel distance is so short. But again, it's very tactile. I'm very impressed with the face buttons here. Even these triggers, they're small, but they're distinct enough that you can tell the difference without seeing them because they're behind the screen. So that's really, really nice. This one's raised up, this one's on the edge, and this one's bigger and this one's smaller. They feel very distinct from one another. But that's the MiYoo Flip. Performance seems great to me in this, but the two things I'm concerned about are, again, is this hinge going to continue to work properly as it does right now? And what's going on with this joystick? Can this be fixed? I don't know. I hope so, because I like this little thing. I mean, that's great. It just folds right up. Slide that into your pocket. Take it with you on the go. Get some short gaming sessions in wherever you are. It's a very compact and light design, and the screen should stay really protected with this clamshell design. So overall, I like this. Go check it out on Mech DIY, and I will follow back up in 3 weeks or so with an update on this joystick and Surwish OS, that custom firmware that's coming out soon. You can see it even goes to sleep when you close the lid. I love that. Now it's awake. But that's all I've got for you today. If you found this helpful, please hit like and subscribe. Maybe even leave a comment with a game you might want me to test in the upcoming review of this guy, or any other questions you have about the MiYoo Flip. But until next time, stay kind and encouraging out there, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.